YouTube. So, got a new jean jacket being released on Customized Girl. That's what's up. I'll put the link for it. Comments. Hell yeah. Drinking a Mountain Dew Spark. Can privilege exist without victimization? Yes and no. Some groups are always going to feel oppressed, so equality is truly never going to exist. However, women are over coddled in our society, and men have too much fucking privilege, and the combination of the two just makes for a very hostile environment for both genders, as women do not ask to be coddled, nor do men ask for their privilege. But the way our society is heading, it's going to be like the year 3034 before people are like, stop oppressing, you know. I'm all for equality, but giving people equality doesn't mean we take away the rights of everyone else outside of the opposite of that group. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because we give LGBTQ plus equality doesn't mean we should take away the rights of straight cisgendered folks. That's kind of bullshit. You know, I'm like, there's a perfect example of that too. It's the whole trans athlete thing. I'm all for supporting trans rights. However, the assholes are ruining it for them, and quite frankly, when you have a dude who's been beefed up on testosterone his entire freaking life, and then all of a sudden he has that leftover testosterone and he's competing against women, it's complete unfair bullshit. That's like giving a baseball player steroids and watching him kick the crap out of the competition in the baseball game, and if you call it out, you get called a bigot. That's why, in fairness for female athletes and trans female athletes, they should have their own separate leagues. However, there aren't enough trans women competing in sports, so that's what makes it tricky. That Strong Woman episode of South Park is pretty spot on, dude. Yeah, ooh. You just hear Heather Swanson going, yeah, I'm the greatest competitor alive. But in our society, both women and men have been restricted of their full potential, women more so than men, and then placed into these gender-based roles. And in society, Mother Nature deliberately built men to be tougher and upper body strength. This is why women are allowed to hit men, but men are not allowed to hit women. Unless, of course, she's a trans woman, then you have to call her a female, and if you don't do that, you're a bigot piece of shit. Even though our society says men shouldn't be allowed to hit women. That's a tricky argument to get into, and I'm not trying to be a dick, because that just brings on a whole bunch of shit, you know? Because women have told us men for ages that having boobs and a vagina does not make you a woman. It does not defy their gender and their sex. But then you got these other women who get them surgically, and it's a political discussion. And honestly, I try to side with both cisgendered women and you know, the trans women as well. Because women have had to fight for equality for ages. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing of it. And for a lot of men who are so used to being men, it can be a very emotional experience transitioning from manly testosterone to estrogen. And women understand that struggle. But for a lot of women, going through, like, puberty is so much worse for women than it is for dudes. Let's be real. A lot of women have had to grow up with their boobs not growing in right, getting their period at the worst possible time, being made fun of because their legs are fucking hairy. The struggle for women like that, for women everywhere like that, is real. Like, Mary just hit puberty and she's in gym class. Oh, hey, look, Mary just got her first period. Let's all call her Bloody Mary till she's a senior in high school and she switches towns. Ha 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 ha. Fuck that. Just to have men who are like, they identify as a woman, so they go, they pick out the boobs they want, and then they get the perfect pair that they want, that they want, and they get it. You know. It's a weird time to live, that's all I'm saying. Like, if your kid identifies as transgender, that's great. I'm here to support them just like I would any other adult. However, don't let them get the surgery until they are at least 19, 20, 21 years old, and they've had time to hit puberty as the gender they were assigned. Because what happens if you let your kid get the transgender realignment surgery and they're unhappy with it? Like 8 months down the road, they're tired and they want to go back to their old gender. Well, it's already been chopped off, so what are you going to do? You know? They want to cross-dress and have their pronouns, that's one thing, but forcing kids to take puberty blockers while putting so many goddamn hormones in our food that it causes children to hit puberty super early on top of it is super messed up, man. I'm just saying. We're so worried about how much nicotine's in our cigarettes. It's like, what about the side effects in our prescription drugs? We're always telling kids, don't do drugs, kids. They're bad for you. But here, take this pill. What is it? It has a hard to pronounce name and it's got 10 million side effects, but at least you won't be depressed. There are companies who will hire you just because they want to look good. And your social enemy, as I like to call it, man versus woman, black versus white. I'm so sick of that crap. And yeah, companies will add these woke messages to their videos and to their shows. It makes them look good, and half of it is because they want these people, these individuals, to feel more accepted in our society. The other half is because they want woke points. You see all these Star Wars nerds throwing a big fit because they included a transgender Jedi or some shit, and people are losing their crap over it. And it's like, who the flip cares? You know, you can't let the assholes in that movement ruin it, man. And that's all anyone ever talks about, dude. Like, okay, if a transgendered person were to save a puppy from a burning building, it'd probably make local news. But when these trans people do something really messed up and sick and disgusting, it's all over Twitter and BuzzFeed about how depraved these people are, and it's horse crap. It's no different with cops, dude. Like, you get one cop who does a really good deed, saves the day, it'll make local news. But you get that one trigger-happy racist asshole, it's all over the world, and it just gives cops a bad name. You know, that's horse shit too, dog. Ridiculous, YouTube. But because of how much power women have in the workforce, there are some companies who refuse to hire women because they don't want to be liable for a bullshit lawsuit. They would call that pulling an Amber Heard. You know, there are some women who lie about rape and sexual harassment to get sympathy and attention and to crush your male competitors. And that's horse crap, YouTube. Because there are some women who go through some really effed up shit. And nobody takes them seriously because of the fucking cunts who lie about it. The little bitch who cried rape. Instead of the little boy who cried wolf. Amber Heard was like, Johnny shoved a bottle of wine up her vagina. What do you call that, Miss Heard? A cunt Cabernet? And then you get hashtags like hashtag believe all women, and it's like, yeah, but some of them lie. You know, if women are being forced to believe all men, they'd fucking hate it. But back to the question, can we have privilege without oppression? Well, can we have fire without water? No, we can't, because water puts out the fire just like justice and equality puts out the chaos and misfortune of oppression and segregation. And when, okay, destruction breeds creativity, creativity breeds destruction. It is the yin and the yang of life, YouTube. It's important to try to forgive, but do not forget. Okay? Like, black people did not ask for their oppression. They were just simply handed it by a fucked up society. White people did not ask for our privilege. We were just simply handed it because of a fucked up society. However, it is 2022. Okay? We've had a half black president. Women can run for president, for fuck's sake. If you would have gone back in the 1950s and told them about Barack Obama and women running for president, they would be like, what you smoking, mon? You might want to lay off the jar of cigarettes, mon. Yeah, this guy, he's talking crazy. The housewives of 1950 would be losing their shit right now, going, oh, a woman president, wouldn't that be nice? Now, if we had a woman president, you know what it'd do to those Sharia law bastards? It would piss them off. It would send hope to women everywhere. Women in the Middle East, women in the third world countries, women who have way less rights than these Western women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be that big of a dick about it, but it's the fucking truth. If you're a Western woman, you go to the mall, you pick out a slutty little top because it shows off your boobs. And the fact that they call it slutty because it shows off your body, that's a fucking double standard. Men are allowed to show off their biceps without being called a simp. Look at your simp top. Like, fuck off, dude. And of course, you're buying the top because you want to dress comfortably and you're hoping a hot guy will check you out. But when the guy's not hot and he looks at you and you're creeped out by it, you're like, oh my god, ew. And now you're taking to Twitter to snap a picture of your new top and be like, click, hashtag new top, hashtag mall rats, hashtag Abercrombie and Fitch. I just love the way it hugs my body. It looks so good in this top. Rawr. Then about 5 minutes later, it's like, oh my god, they were just raping me with their eyes. This total pervert was like checking me out. I cannot believe. Oh my god, what a mall sleaze. Ugh. Me and Stacy are like totally gagging. Like, ugh. And I got something those of age cunts can gag on. Meanwhile, there are women who live in a third world country who or beaten and raped daily by their chauvinistic male husband, and because of the religion they have, they can't do shit about it. And you want to talk about how oppressed you are because some guy was checking you out. Look, honey, he may not be your type, but as long as he's not trying super hard and like getting in your space and shit, then who gives a fuck? You know? Us guys, we don't have that fucking privilege. If some chick that's not our type's checking us out, we can't sit here and call her a cunt. You know, we can't say she's raping us with her eyes. We can't say she's too fat for our standards and she's giving us creepy ex-girlfriend vibes. You want to come home and see all my cats? I have 12 of them. We can drink boxed wine and watch Gilmore Girls. And I can bitch to you about the patriarchy. This stems from most women don't know what the fuck they want. So they're like, no, we're sick and tired of being labeled the housewife, so we're going to fight for equality. And now that they have it, they fucking hate it. So what do now? Blame men for everything. Oh, it's not all of our faults. You wanted equality, we gave you equality. So, meh. And, you know, we're never going to have true equality. That's the fucking truth of it, YouTube. It's the truth. Women have all these rights now and they don't know what to do with it. They're bored. They're just like, well, shit, now a woman can be president of the United States if she wins. Fuck me. We have all the rights. What do we do now? I know. Let's bully men back. Raha! Introducing fourth wave feminism. 1, 2, 3, and to the 4. Hypocrisy at its finest. Now shut the door. Feminism was founded off the basis of gender equality based off of female equality at the fucking core. Excuse me. If the core belief of feminism is gender equality, then if you're a feminist and you hate men, you're the world's biggest fucking hypocrite. Because I guarantee you, if men are not allowed to hate women, then women should not be allowed to hate men. You know? It's the fucking truth. Excuse me. However, this is where it gets tricky with the whole equality argument, YouTube. If you give women more rights, there are going to be men who feel like they are oppressed. Well, they don't have to give birth to children, so they can fuck off. And neither do women. Why is it, though, that, like, whenever someone accidentally makes a kid, they're always giving the guy crap, like, hey, dude, you should have put a condom on. Oh. And it's like, maybe she should have closed her fucking legs. Oh. And when you accidentally make a kid, you want to talk about gender equality and it's an accident, that should be the responsibility of both people involved in making that. Like, okay, they can make a birth control for women that can possibly give them cervical cancer, but you can't make a fucking birth control for men that kills their sperm, but still allows them to bust a nut and get hard. Ridiculous, YouTube. Anyways, YouTube, I'll catch you later.